So Coach, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'm not going to say much to open it up. Disappointed. It's clear that locker room, we're all feeling that disappointment. We believed that we could come into this game and not only win the game, but put on a really good performance. And for a lot of crazy reasons that happen in a game, sometimes it didn't happen for us, and we lost the soccer game.
Coach Tom.
You get probably what you're looking for with that early goal, but was there just a lack of kind of crispness? I think some of the passes just didn't seem to be where they were going. And obviously it's a turnover that leads to the tying goal.
Yeah, if you look at the halftime stats, I mean, there was not really, except for a bad mistake. There wasn't problems there. So if we don't give up that goal, then we're probably talking about a completely different feeling at halftime. But we have to go into halftime tied and answer multiple questions. We had two guys that didn't come back out of the locker room, and that was really tough. But I do think Minnesota's a good team, and they took away a lot of space. In particular, they took a lot of penetrating passes away from us, and we probably played into that a little bit, not figuring out how to break them down as well as we should have. But again, we get the early goal, and you think, we're going to be in a good place, and we certainly were for a long time.
Yeah, what's with Kessler and Durkin? We saw Durkin, but what happened with both?
So I don't exactly know what's going on with Chris. He felt his knee early in the half and then continued to feel it. When he played the long diagonal, felt like he felt something again. And, I know him well enough to know that he would do anything to come back out of the locker room and be on the field, and he just couldn't. And with Kess, he takes a knock, goes through the concussion protocol, looks okay, but then he went back into the concussion protocol at halftime, and just not worth the risk.
Oh, and the VAR rulings, I mean, and not to put you in Caleb Porter's position, but when the ball that comes that hit the VAR ruling off of Kyle, did that look a lot like last week in New England?
No, I mean, in this one, I will say this. If I just look at that play and I look at it in slow motion, okay, I can understand how they call it a handball. I can. I don't understand how VAR doesn't give the penalty to us later on. And it seems to me that, at least I was told multiple times, that VAR was recommending it be a penalty. It wasn't given. So that's pretty interesting.
Just
Coach, you talked about that you believe that you could, come out and put on a beautiful performance tonight. You score a goal in the 4th minute, you're on top and feels like the team's buzzing, and then Minnesota comes back and gets their first. What were you hoping to see in the response from Minnesota tying the match up that you then didn't see the rest of the match?
I'm sorry, can you say that last part?
What were you looking for in the response from the club after Minnesota tied the match up that you were hoping to see that you didn't see?
Yeah, I mean, give them credit. They made it difficult for us to find the ball in really good spots in the attacking third. But, we created a number of chances in that first half after we scored the goal. So again, if we don't give one up, we're probably having a much different halftime conversation. If we don't have two of our starters not be able to come back on the field at halftime, it's a totally different situation as well. Obviously, you can't give up the second one, and that's just another issue that we have continued, all year long, giving up too many goals, and that was one that really hurt, because it allows a team that's really good at getting behind the ball and frustrating you. It allowed them to have that opportunity to be in the lead. So,
Coach, the idea of playing with Simon and Klaus together up top, how did that? What was your thought on that? Do you think it's because it's similar players. Would you say that the idea was to place with a false nine or with one of them to move more towards the sidelines, or what was
No,
the
they're,
idea with that?
look, the idea was that they are similar, but they're very different. And so Klaus, he likes to hold the ball up. He likes to come back into the midfield. And we thought with both of them on the field, in particular how they played last week, that we could get a really good, hopefully Simon runs off of Klaus in the moments where he could. And we got some of that, you know. We got it early in the game with some really good runs in behind, and we were playing more direct. But the idea was to see if we could get both of them to do what they do and do it well. And did it work out perfectly? We're never going to know because we didn't have the game in our hands the way we needed it to have it after coming out of the locker room.
Kind of rolling on that on the same thing with the positioning of the team today. Lot of shifting in the first half. You know, Teuchert's playing in spots that we haven't really seen him as much. Hardel's different spots. Leuven continues to operate more on the right than we've really ever seen him. Was it a risky formation considering how much communication has to go into those switching and how much, you know, changing there is in fluidity there was in the lineup?
I mean, we made literally one change from last week. One change. And we put Klaus on the field. So I don't think it was risky at all. I think we had to come here and win a game. And I put out a team that is very attacking minded and a team that offers a lot of mobility. And for the start of the game, I think we kicked their ass. So it was working. It didn't work for the whole game, but I'll take all the responsibility for that one because I think it was a good lineup. I think the guys worked their asses off in training all week and we were well prepared for this, but it didn't happen.
Ashton.
Hello, Ashton Fry with Fry Talk. In the first half, Simon pushing up more as a striker with Klaus, and also Marcel sliding more centrally with Cedric, almost creating a 4-2-2-2 formation. Do you feel that gave a greater chance for us attacking wise?
Yeah, we thought that against a Minnesota team, and especially when they play on the road, you know, they're sitting in a very tight block. We thought our mobility and movement, in particular with those four players, would really give them fits. And as I said already, I thought it worked really well for a long time in that first half. I thought it worked the whole first half, to be fair. But you know, we had a mistake where we give back a goal. Otherwise, I don't think we're having this conversation the same way.
And with sliding Hartel more centrally, we had Horn come up as covering like the left wing part. That was super smart play attacking wise. Do you feel that helped also our play attacking wise with pushing Horn up so we could slide the back?
Yeah,
central?
that was by design, you know. If you look at how Minnesota plays, we thought if we put that box, if you will, in the middle of the field, we were going to really get moments for Giannis to get forward and for Jake to get forward. And that happened a lot. Had some excellent, you know, opportunities from both them. I didn't think we found Giannis enough in the first half. I thought we were actually, for some reason, you know, he was over there wide open numerous times and we didn't find him. And that's, you know, that certainly is a fault of ours. But the way it was working looked pretty good.
Thank you.
Got time for two more. We'll go back to Matt. Okay, Tom.
I mean, that back line was probably in the second half, was probably not a group that's worked together before. Was there a lack of communication there on that second goal? They hadn't been out there. It was like 7 minutes into the half.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a breakdown and a missed, you know, I'll have to go back and look at it again, but I really feel like we had our backline shifts. We had a player who we thought could have won the ball, didn't, you know, when Giannis gets 1v1 in that situation, I think he tried to take a foul. I wish he would have taken more of a foul. And then we would have given up a restart and maybe given up a yellow card, but that would have been it. Now we're scrambling as we're trying to get back in the box. And it looked like, you know, Jaden was going to clear that ball and he thought he actually did. So just one of those things, very unlucky on our part and we have to own it. But I do think, Tom, it wasn't a perfect back line, and it wasn't a group that has played a lot together at all. When we are in the locker room at 1-1, I'm trying to think of how to get attacking players into the game because we have to win it. So we erred on the side of trying to make the least amount of changes possible. Bringing Giannis in, bringing JGR on for Durkin, and then trying to see if we get Jaden high on that side, and still Jake high on the other.
We'll wrap up with Justin.
Coach, I wanted to ask about Jake Reich as well. Obviously, circumstances made it necessary for him to come in and play those important minutes, but it was an important half for him. And how'd you feel like he did playing in the midfield as well?
I thought he did well. We've been impressed with him every time he steps on the field. So we have been good in that area of the field, in particular between Adu and Durkin. Adu and Durkin have a really good relationship, so it just limited the amount of times that we could get JGR on the field. So happy for him. Thought he played well. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. What, Tom?
How tough is this one to take tonight?
Yeah, this hurts. It hurts a lot. We started off the game so well, get that early goal, get that lead. The goal against, we like that one back, but I think we still did enough in that first half to make it at least 2-1 going into the half for us. And we just weren't able to do that. Then we come out with, a different kind of lineup, and it's hard to, change that in game. I know guys obviously did the best they could, and I think the guys that came in did well. It just messed with us a little bit, I think.
What's the feeling at halftime when you need to win and you played well, but it's tied, and then you know that, it's going to be two new guys or, a different look on the back line?
Yeah, I mean, ideally nothing should change, right? That's what we said, we have trust in our full team. And I just, it didn't happen for us. It's unfortunate. We knew they had pace up top, and we knew that was going to be, their danger. And they, exploited that.
That, it seems so long ago now, but that pass on the first goal seemed like you put that about as well as it could have been placed.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly where I was aiming.
As you saw that,
So,
how did you see that?
Thanks for
play?
noticing that. We had a game plan coming in. We knew that there would be space in behind, and especially early on. I think we have, Klaus and Simon, who are really good hold-up players. So that you can play a long ball into them, and they'll hold it up. And I think that's exactly what happened. I opened my legs up, and I saw that there was space in behind, and Simon made a great run and said he played off him. So yeah.
Jake, Coach Hackworth said that, if they don't let in that second goal, it's maybe a different story here after the match. What did you see after that second goal about the response that you would maybe want to see differently?
Yeah, I think them getting that second goal was a bit deflating for us. We wanted to come out on the front foot those first 15 minutes, and unfortunately we didn't. I think 2-1, it's still manageable to come back into, and then, we get some kind of handball call again. And I think that, deflated us even more. We don't get the PK on the other end. It's we say it all the time, right? It's a game of fine little details, and that's just kind of what happened tonight.
Matt.
Jake, well, what the turnover that led to the second goal? Just what happened on that play? Where did you get a little bit too far up off your line? Did you just not use the sideline as well? You could have just kind of what happened on that turnover.
I don't believe there was a turnover. I think they were in possession. It was a goal kick, so I did not lose the ball. Nobody lost the ball on our team. I was told to press high to their left wing back. I went high. He wraps it around the corner, and we just kind of get exploited with their speed. I think that's what happened.
Is this a case where the way that Minnesota plays, that it's kind of, you guys were in a position where you had to go for a goal, and which is going to leave you exposed in the back, and that Minnesota's probably the kind of team you don't want to do that against with the way they attack?
Yeah, and I think I think you saw in the first half they sat back a lot. They let us have the ball. In the second half, they switched that up a little bit. They started, playing more balls in behind, trying to get their forwards in behind. And to their credit, they did it well. They got their goal. But I think at this point, you have to go for a win. I don't think we necessarily changed how we were playing. They just got through on that one play.
Anyone else?
There's 5 weeks to go in the season, but you know that the playoff chance now is almost impossible. How do you approach the rest of the season?
Well, I think we have to, as a team, we have to continue to grow, whether that's, still a chance or not a chance, but for next season as well. I think that we can use these games to continue to build. We've been playing well the last few months. We're a hard team to beat. And I think that's just kind of what we have to do. We have to keep building for next season.
Jay, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Tom, go ahead.
Cedric, how disappointing is this considering, what it does for your playoff chances?
Yeah, I think it's a really bad day for us, but we have to keep going. Have to work hard every day, and I think we have to work every day hard for the next season. But I think it's a hard day for us today.
How when you scored so early, at that point, were you thinking, this is how we want to play this game? This is what we wanted to do and we're in control?
Yeah, of course, I think it was our plan to press high, score early goal. And I think we come out of the locker very good, score the first goal after 5 minutes. Yeah. And then after, I think, 25 minutes, I don't know what happened. And also after the halftime, we talk a lot in the week in a halftime and get the 2-1 after, I don't know, 5 or 7 minutes after easy long ball. And I think we have to control these long balls and yeah.
What was the feeling at halftime when you're tied 1-1? Then what was the effect of that, of them tying it, I guess, and then the second goal? How hard were those to take?
Yeah, I think we control the game in every situation. I think they had no chance make the 1-1 after. Yeah, a mistake from Edo, but mistakes are happening in the game, so it's no problem. But I think we have to come better out of the locker, and I think Minnesota was beatable, so, and yeah, it's not good, the feeling.
You guys need to be more clinical in the attack. You had chances that you couldn't put in.
Yeah, I think we had enough chances to score the second goal. I think after the 1-1, I had a good chance to make the 2-1. But yeah.
Justin.
Cedric, speaking of chances, it seemed like all of the front three of you, Jao Klaus, Simon Betcher, had good opportunities in that first half. Did you feel like you were working well as a unit through those first 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think we worked well. We had a lot of chances. We had a lot of good chances. And maybe in this sort of situation that we have to score maybe two or three times in the first half, but we didn't happen. So we have to work in the week. We have to talk much more than we do, and yeah, I think
kind of like working towards the rest of the season, is that communication something that you're hoping to build on, especially into next year?
yes, of course, we have to train hard. We have to train these things in the training. I think we improve every week better and better, but yeah, in this situation we need a win, and today we lose the game, and yeah, now it's to focus on the next game, on the next games in the season, and work hard for the next season, and then I think we are back after the off season, and next year will be a good year for us.
Anyone else? We'll go Tom and then Ashton.
Considering all the work he does, what's the impact when you lose Chris Durkin out there?
I think Chris is very important for us against the ball, with the ball. I hope it's nothing bad with his injury, but really we have a lot of good players on the bench, and yeah, but Chris is very important for us.
Ashton?
Hello, Ashton Fry with Fry Talk. First off, fantastic goal tonight.
Thank you.
With Marcel and you having to control the middle more because of Simon getting caught high, did you find it challenging or was it just second nature?
Sorry, I don't understand the question really.
So with Simon going up more with Klaus,
Yeah.
was that challenging for you to cover the center of the field more with Marcel, or was it just normal for you?
No, I think it's just normal for us. We talk a lot in the week with the staff, with the boys on the pitch, off the pitch, and the staff had this idea, and in the training it works very well. But yeah, I think also in the first 45 minutes we play good with a lot of rotations, with a lot of position changes. So I think it was good. But we lose the game today, and yeah, that's the point. End of the day. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Cedric, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
When the mill's